What's going on, everybody? This will be my first live that I've done. I'm Coach Sam. As I always say in my videos, I'm your basketball trainer. I'm your shot doctor. And my goal on my channel is to make you the best player that you can become. I'm a current college coach. I'm the head women's coach at a junior college, as well as the assistant coach. So I've been coaching for the last 15 years or so. I played Division II basketball myself, got injured, and got straight into coaching. I've also been a Division I assistant, as well as worked in different administrative roles at the Division I level. But most of my time is at the junior college level. That's my specialty. That's what I enjoy the most. And that's where I've been the longest. So anyways, I wanted to make this video. Again, this is the first time I've gone live, but as I'm sure if you're watching this later, you'll see I've now uploaded it onto YouTube. But I wanted to make this video. We are right around a little less than a month left before school starts for most places. And I know some of you guys out there are still looking for a college to go to. So I wanted to make this video just to give my kind of last minute advice, suggestions, tips, and to really encourage you that you still have time. It's not too late. Hopefully some of the different tidbits here, the different suggestions that I'll give you will be maybe a difference maker for you to still make your dream a reality and to play college basketball. So, that's kind of my introduction, a little bit about me. If you've been on my channel, as you know, I always post training videos about shooting especially, but everything from dribbling to, how to get more minutes, how to lift weights in the gym, everything about basketball and becoming a college athlete is really what my channel is about. So anyways, we will kind of get into some of the things I want to talk about. First thing I want to talk to you guys about is going to be the importance of time management. There's less than a month for most schools to start now. At the time of this video, it is July 23rd. I know we start on August 19th. So if you don't have a place to go yet, I want to really emphasize urgency. You should not be, staying, walking around at your house, sleeping in at night, sleeping in the morning, going to bed late, being lazy. You should be super locked in, laser focused on the task of finding a college to go to. So that is extremely important. Okay, I want you to make sure that you are prioritizing your tasks every single day. And we'll talk more about what you should be doing. But the main thing I want you to get from this first kind of section I'm talking about is time is of the essence right now. You do not have much time left. And if you don't get into a school when you just get done with high school, it's something like 80% of people typically do not go back, don't go to college if they don't go their first year. So don't be this person that says, oh, I'm going to take the year off and I'll go back afterwards. Don't do that. No, you need to go this upcoming year. If you're a senior, you don't have time to take time off. You're never going to go if you don't go. Okay. So there's still time, but you need to be laser focused on the task at hand. And that is to find a school. Now, again, we will talk later on. You got to stay for the whole thing in order to talk about some different strategies on finding a school. But these are some other things that you need to have ready to go. Talking about academics and being ready from an academic standpoint. You need to have official transcripts ready to go. Now, these need to be in a sealed envelope with a seal on them. They cannot be open or they will not be considered official. So that is extremely important. Make sure you have official sealed transcripts. Make sure you have access to your test scores, ACT or SAT scores. If you don't know what they are, if you haven't taken them, you need to be taking it ASAP. But you need to realize how to get those so that when schools ask for them, you're easily able to access them and send them to the schools. I'd recommend having at least 2 copies of your official transcripts so that you can send them to multiple schools. And go to your high school, talk to the registrar's office, and see if they can email them. Nowadays, a lot of schools will email official transcripts. They can't email them to you, And you can't have transcripts that are open or they will not be considered official. Now, let's talk about your actual ability, showcasing your skills and highlights. If you don't have a highlight by this time, you're way behind. You need to get all of your high school film as much as possible, and you need to have a solid looking, professional looking highlight. Don't have your best highlights at the very beginning. If you can dunk the ball, have those as your first 2 or 3 clips. If you're a 3-point shooter that can shoot off the dribble, have those as your next 2 or 3 clips. Have your best highlights in the first minute or two. Then your last minute or two, if you want to put yourself diving on the floor, maybe you take a charge, you show a hustle play, that stuff's fine at the end. Okay. But at the end of the day, coaches have sometimes 1 or 2 minutes that they're going to watch your clips. And if they have to spend time trying to figure out who you are on the court, was it this person that passed the ball? Was it this person that was in a defensive stance for some reason? They might just skip your video. Okay. So have your absolute best highlights at the very beginning. Have it organized. The next suggestion I would say is to put it on YouTube. Oh, but coach, I have it on Huddle. Get it off Huddle, extract it, put it onto MP4, and put it on YouTube. It's a small thing, but coaches do not want to watch Huddle highlights. There's almost always a 30-second to 1 minute ad that will pop up, and it's extremely annoying. As a coach that's watched hundreds, if not thousands, of highlights, I'm just telling you, when I see a Huddle highlight, I often will not even open it because I don't want to waste the time watching an ad. So get it off of there and put it onto YouTube. Now, where else can you put it? Put it on all your social media. Put it on Twitter, Instagram. Uh, get it on your profiles and pin it at the top so that it's at the very top of your profile. Speaking of your social media, make sure that you are filtering what you have on your social media. Don't be putting song lyrics on there. Don't be putting inappropriate things. Have your overall opinion on controversial matters limited. Okay. Coaches don't want to care about what your favorite song is. They don't want to care about, your buddies and their, whatever. Have it be about you, your basketball experiences, your highlights throughout your career, and have it be about you, not your buddies. Stop retweeting, reposting your buddies' highlights. To me, this makes 0 sense. I get so frustrated when I get on Twitter and I'm looking for somebody and I click on their profile and their first 5, 10 tweets are about their buddies. This does absolutely nothing for you. It's extremely negative, in my opinion, because you care more about your friends' highlights. They might be better than you, and you think maybe you're going to get some sort of promotion or you're going to get recruited because you're showing your friends' highlights. Makes no sense to me. Stop doing that. Only have your stuff on your page. It's like your resume, and you need to be promoting yourself. You're the one that's going to go to college, not your buddy. You're not going to get a scholarship because your buddy is good. Okay. That's a news flash for some of you guys. So make sure you have a highlight. Make sure you have it pinned at the top. Now let's talk about attending camps and showcases. It's getting late. There might not be a ton out there, but reach out to high school coaches, anybody that you know, and find out if there are camps and showcases around that you can be going to. So there might be nearby places. There might be some that you have to travel an hour or two. But at this point, if you can get there, it's going to be worth it. We are running out of time. You need to get yourself in front of college coaches. So any of these camps and showcases that you can go to, I'd recommend getting there as soon as possible. All right, networking and building relationships. This, a lot of these kind of go together. But again, reach out to coaches that you know. If you played at multiple high schools, you should be hitting up all of your former head coaches as well as assistant coaches. Send them your highlight. That way they can easily forward it on to other college coaches. They don't have to just send information. Nobody cares that Johnny is 6'4", 180, and can jump really high, really high. We care about what he looks on a highlight. So send your coaches and friends, anybody that you know that might know other college coaches, send them your highlight. Say, Coach, I am looking for help. I really need your help. I'm trying to find a school. Can you please send this to everybody that you know? And that might attract some coaches just from doing that. I get messages all the times from buddies of mine, high school coaches. They send me a highlight. I watch it. If I like it, I'll reach out to that coach. So make sure you're doing that. Utilize your entire network and your relationships and all the coaches you've played for, including AAU. A lot of those AAU coaches obviously will know college coaches. All right. Now let's talk about financial aid and scholarships. You need to have your financial aid completed at this point. If you do not have it completed, you are definitely behind. You need to get on financial aid. Simply Google FAFSA. That's for financial aid. And you need to have it filled out. You're going to need your parents' tax information to help get it filled out. This is free money from the government. That's right. They will literally give you free money based on how much your parents make on a yearly basis. And I know a good portion of schools do not have full scholarships. They're going to ask if you get financial aid. And if you say, well, I don't know, I haven't filled it out, they might just move on to the next recruit. So make sure that you are filling out your financial aid, you have it filled out, and when coaches contact you, you can tell them, hey, this is how much I qualify for. This is how much aid I will be getting. That way they can figure out with combining that with scholarship money if it's going to be a good fit, if you can afford to go there, if they can afford to scholarship you. All right. So make sure you have your financial aid filled out. Do it as soon as possible if you have not already. Now, let's talk about some strategies as far as finding some schools, contacting some local schools. I want you to look on, Google Maps, or you might just know off top, and I want you to look within about a 1 hour radius around where you live for all the nearby schools. And most likely, if you haven't gotten contacted by the Division Ones, you're probably not a Division One player, to be honest with you. So contact all the Division Twos. Division Threes don't have scholarships, but Division Two, and contact all the local junior colleges. And here's what I want you to say. Coach, my name is so-and-so. My name is Johnny Jones, and I'm extremely interested in your school. I live 45 minutes away, and I'd love to come down there and do a workout for you. I'd love to come down there and play pickup with your guys. I'd love to come down there and show you what I can do. Almost every school is going to say, sure, come on by. We're playing pickup at this time or that time. Sure, come on by. We'll put you through a workout. I know I say it all the time to players that reach out to me. So hit up those schools. Let them know that you want to work out, play with their guys if possible. And ideally, obviously, you're trying to get some scholarship money. But the truth is, they might not have any money. And if they say, well, we don't have any scholarship money, coach, no problem. Okay, I live 40 minutes away. I'm willing to commute. I'm willing to use all my financial aid. I'm willing to get out. Loans, student loans, and I can make this work on my own. I just want an opportunity. And 99% of these schools will say, hey, no problem, especially if you are a good student. If you're able to walk on somewhere and they don't have to spend money on you, and you're a good student who's going to help the overall team GPA, you might even be able to help tutor some of the, your teammates. That is extremely valuable to some of these schools. So that's how you need to present yourself, especially if they say they don't have scholarship money. You're going to say, look, I don't need any scholarship money. I can come there on my own. I'll pay my own way. And all I ask for is to be on the team, be around the team. I'll be a 4.0 student, and I'll work my butt off to be the best player that I can. And they will accept you in that scenario. So do that. All right. Reach out and see if they have any pickup games. And if you can go and obviously play in these pickup games in the summer, they might see that you're good enough. And if you're good enough, they might offer you some scholarship money. So those are a few tips that I'd give you guys right now as far as still being able to find a place to go. But you have to really stress to them how willing you are to make it work and that you don't need a lot. You're not a needy person. You're not going to need a whole lot of academic support. you're a good student. And like I said, coaches are always they could always use players who are going to be good students and help the overall team GPA. All right. Once you do get there, you need to make a great impression on the coach. Okay. It's kind of like we talked about. If you are able to meet him, you need to be in a very professional manner. You need to be somebody who's not needy, as I said. If you're not a standout player, the last thing a coach is going to want to do is have to cater to everything. If you're asking a million questions and, okay, well, my dorm, can I get this? Can I get that? Can I get a single room? Coach, when I get here, can my mom get some shirts and this? If you're a needy person and you're not a really good player that they are recruiting, that's not a good equation. Okay. It's not a good combination to make a good impression for the coach. So be somebody that the coach says this guy is going to be very easy to coach. He's going to be very easy uh, as far as what he needs on a regular basis. He's going to help out with the other players academically on the court. He's going to work hard. And that's going to be a great situation for you to be on the team then. Now, let's talk about okay, coach, I got on the team. This school is going to let me walk on. What do I do now? Well, you can still get an opportunity for scholarship money. First of all, scholarships are on a semester basis. Sometimes they will scholarship players for the entire year, but often they are on a semester by semester basis. And the budget for that school, their recruiting budget, can fluctuate. So if a few players quit or get kicked off in the first semester, that may open up some scholarship money for second semester. So if you're on a walk-on position or you don't have any scholarship money in the first semester, don't panic. Okay, you still have an opportunity to get scholarship money for second semester. And like we talked about, here's what you need to do. You need to be the hardest worker every single day. Show up early to practice. Stay late afterwards. Be the hardest worker in the weight room. Be somebody that's energetic, passionate, but again, is not a problem for the coaches. You're just a guy that's quiet, goes about his business, is not needy, and that's going to really put you on the good side of the coaching staff. Then when it comes to games and practices, if you're busting your butt every single day, you're going to get an opportunity at some point. It might be in practice to start off, but eventually, if you stay with it and you continue to put in the work, you will get an opportunity in one of these games, even if it's like in a preseason game. They'll put you in. Now, what do you do when you get in the game? Well, what you don't want to do is do too much. You don't want to do too much and be a distraction. And if you're not a shooter, you go in there and you start shooting shots. That's not your normal game. What you do want to do is play extremely hard. You want to bust your butt. You want to be diving on the ground. You want to play defense. You want to talk a lot on defense. You want to show the coaches that they can put you in the game and that they're going to be very confident with what you're doing on there from a defensive standpoint, especially. Now, offensively, same thing like I said, you just don't want to do too much. Know your role, embrace your role, and thrive in your role. If you're a shooter, then be ready to shoot and knock it down. If you're a driver, then look for opportunities to drive. If coach says, I just need you to get in there, not turn the ball over, make smart decisions, and pass it to our better players, then embrace that role and be great at that role. If something goes wrong, as we always tell our guys, next play. What's the next play that we need to focus on? You have a turnover, you're sprinting back on defense. Okay, so when you do get your opportunity, embrace it, play super, super hard. Don't try to do things that you don't typically do that's not your strengths. Okay, and that will then eventually garner you more minutes, especially when coach goes back and watches the film and goes, wow, Johnny was always in the right place on defense. He was talking here. He was energetic. Okay, those things are going to get you more minutes. Now, when the year's over, it's still opportunity is the following year. So you've now worked yourself into the lineup, let's say. You busted your butt in practice. You've worked super hard for the opportunity to get a few minutes in games. And now you've had a decent year. Let's say you've gone from a quote walk on to somebody that's put up some real minutes. Well, now you've got stats to actually show other college coaches. So you might have gone there without anything guaranteed, not knowing whether you'd play. And now all of a sudden you played 15, 20 minutes a game. You averaged 7, 8 points per game, 2, 3 assists. Now that might not sound like much, but if you're at a good junior college, that is definitely something. And that's something now that you can show other coaches. Beyond that, you also will have some highlights that you can show coaches. So just like in high school, when you want to market yourself, put your highlights out there and get recruited, the same thing then goes as you go into your second year of college, right? Transfers happen all the time. And if you're not on scholarship at your current college, then you should be looking for a better opportunity. You should hope for a better opportunity. You might have earned it at your current spot, but if your coach isn't going to give you, uh, you know, scholarship money, then you need to let them know, coach, thank you so much, but I'm also going to be looking at other opportunities where I can get some scholarship money. And then put yourself out there. Again, put yourself out on Twitter, pin your highlight. You've got highlights now playing at a real junior college, putting up real stats. Coaches can look you up. They can say, wow, Johnny played in all 25 games. He wasn't sick. He wasn't hurt. He wasn't suspended. He was eligible for every game. Those things count for things. All right. And especially if you have some stats, you have some highlights, you did right by your previous coach. Us coaches are going to call your old coach. Hey, how was Johnny in class? How was he in the weight room? Was he a good teammate? So if you have all those things now, you have a good highlight, you have stats that you can show coaches, and then you have a great reference from the coach that you're playing for, previously, that your new potential school can call and see how you did. That is a great combination to then get you some scholarship money for your next spot. All right. So keep all those things in mind. Hopefully, this has helped some of you that might be watching this later. I'm going to keep this on for a few minutes and see if any of you guys that come on have any questions that I can help you out with. But yeah, just to kind of summarize it up, as far as what we've talked about, number one, you need to be urgent. You need to have your time prioritized right now. You need to be waking up every single day with a set plan of what you're doing to help with your recruitment if you are not signed to a school at this point. Number two, you need to be looking around and contacting all the local junior colleges, Division twos, and even some Division ones. You could even see about walking on. You're not going to get a scholarship at this point from a Division one if they haven't already been recruiting you, but you can maybe see about walking on. So that's kind of number two is reach out to the schools nearby, ask if you can do a tryout, you could say, but you're really asking, can I come in there and work out? I want to be a walk on. I'll do whatever it takes. Let me come in there and play with your guys. Let me show you what I can do. And then once you do get that opportunity, embrace it. Okay. Be grateful for the opportunity and make the most of it. And you can then turn that into some scholarship money, whether it's your second semester or your second year of junior college. All right. Yeah, those are kind of the main things I had to say. I know we got a couple of viewers on right now. I'm checking the chat. If you guys have any questions at all, just let me know. As I said, I've been coaching basketball for the last 15 years now, former college player, and I love helping now. I love helping. I love teaching. I love coaching. Our my channel I've got going on here is all about making you the best player that you can become. But I've also added more just mentality stuff, having the right mentality to play at the college level as well. So yeah, just hit me in the chat. I'll leave it open for a few more minutes. And if anything kind of pops in my head here, I'll just kind of spit out anything that I can kind of think of. All right, we're going to go ahead and wrap it up. If you're watching this now on the now that it's up on YouTube, no longer live, subscribe to the channel, please. As I said, I will be posting. I post typically every single week about basketball shooting, basketball training, your overall mentality, and I'm going to try to do some of these lives every few weeks. We've also started our personal training Facebook group, so be sure to check that out. I'll leave a link for that down below. But in that group, I've got actually exactly 100-page document of all different types of shooting drills that you can imagine, shooting off the dribble from three, just tons of shooting drills that you'll get access to. In there, I'm also doing basically one-on-one evaluations on your personal shot. So you'll be able to upload video of you shooting a basketball on there, and I will give you personal feedback. And really not just shooting, it could be anything. Coach, I want feedback on, am I in the right position here on defense? What should I have done in this situation? Is this a good shot? Anything that you want feedback on as far as your game goes, again, you can upload it into the Facebook group, and I'm going to give you some feedback on it. And then the third thing is that we will have a weekly Q&A session. So I don't know exactly what time yet, what time days, but at least once a week I will go live on there. And similar to this, but kind of more of a, personal connection. And I'll be answering any questions that you guys might have, again, about anything: basketball, shooting, training, the college recruiting process, anything along those lines. I'll be doing a QA session where you guys can ask anything that you'd like. All right. So, yeah, set your notifications so you guys can check out the next video, and I'll see you guys later.